Hey y'all, Phyllis here, southernfrugal.com. Well, I'm out in the RV working again. I did finish almost all the painting. I've still got to do right around the stove or the cooktop and around that little window there. And right now I am working on getting these off. Now I have to unscrew them from the back, and of course that's on the slide, so I can't see what I'm doing. I have to find the little screw with my finger and hope that I get it right. And for this one there were 3 screws holding it on and a bunch of what looked like brads or some type of single staple, and none of those staples actually went into the board below it. I guess the workers didn't know that, but they didn't. They just bent and didn't go into the bottom fascia board. But here's what I wanted to show you. All right, this particular little piece of trim had 3 screws in it, screwed in from the back. Here are 2 of them, and here's the 3rd one. Can y'all see that? Yeah, somebody wrenched the top of the screw out. And when I see that, I just instantly get angry. Because when you do that, you know you've done that, because the drill will start going around like that, and they just left it. So what I had to do is get a pair of pliers, and I actually used some little snippers. They are used for electrical stuff. And but it gripped it good, and it took me I'd say 45 minutes just to get this one screw out, because somebody knew they did that, but they just went right on and left it. So anyway, I'm working on another one. I got this one off, which is on this side that I'm leaning up against, and the one in the middle has a screw that I also can't get out, and I'm thinking it's probably, I don't know what you call that, wrenched out or something. But no little drill bit will work on that. I mean, it just won't. Not drill bit, but little screwdriver thing. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I'm working on the middle one now, and then I go to the one on the other end. And this is beginning to look like it's going to take half a day just to get that off. And so I know that I can get, you see this blue right here? This is what I'm going to recover with that stuff that looks like leather, the vinyl. And I think I can do it fairly easily by just slightly unscrewing that little fascia board. And I'm going to glue one side of it, and then I can get my staple gun around the other side of it and staple it flush so it'll look all right. And with these, I'm thinking about putting them in a little bit different way than what they did. I don't know if y'all can see those or not, but I don't know what those are, if they shoot them in with some kind of gun, like a staple gun, but it just shoots in one piece of wire. And on every case, and of course I cut those wires off because I didn't want to scratch myself with them, and then what I couldn't get off I just kind of nailed down with a hammer. But none of them went in the board below, not a single one of them. They were all bent back. So whoever did that, that didn't work at all. So anyway, I'm going to finish up this painting right around the stove today and over the sink. It's just a little bit more to do. And the only other place is around the slide out. There's a narrow strip about that wide, all the way on the top and down each side, which I can't get to. My arms are not long enough to get there. And so I'm going to have to wait until we can have the slide out to paint those. First I'll have to wash them and clean them real good, of course. But I'm very happy with the paint. It turned out very well. It took me a very long time to paint this, and the main reason being I ended up painting the whole thing with a 2.5-inch trim brush. And the reason I did is because I had the little roller, the little 6-inch roller I was planning to use, but by the time you dump the paint in the little roller pan and use the roller a little bit, then the next thing you've got to do is get the trim brush out again, because there's so many windows, and I had to paint around every one of these little plastic trim things like that. Can you see that right there? It's almost the same color as the paint by design. I wanted it the same color, but anyway. So what I need to do today is get on to something more positive. I mean, this is just ridiculous. And get that little bit of painting done over the stove. And by the way, thank y'all for the people there. I think there were about 3 or 4 different people that recommended putting those tin tiles around the little cooktop area. And that is exactly what I'm going to do. And thank y'all for recommending that. I didn't even know those things existed. I knew you could get them for ceilings, but I didn't know you could get them for a backsplash around a stove. Now, I would love to have used those stick-on tiles. Oh, that would have been fantastic. I think they look real, and I'm sure they'd be real easy to clean, and I would love it if I could have used those. But the different things I read on that said it was not a good idea to use them with a gas cooktop, and if you did, you needed to make sure the burner was at least 8 inches from the wall. Now, my back burners are more than 8 inches from the wall, but then there's a side burner that's closer than that, kind of right in the corner. So I definitely am not going to, just don't want to take that chance, although I really like those tiles. And Mr. Bucky and I were talking about using them maybe in the bathroom, because I really like them, y'all. I like the different colors they have, and they look so clean and neat. And we just might end up using that in the bathroom. But right now I'm not even thinking about the bathroom. I'm just thinking about getting all this done. So in a little while I'm going to start putting up the shades. Remember, y'all, I took all the shades down and the cornices, and I threw the cornices into the dumpsters where they went. So and I don't know what I'm going to do, maybe a little curtain over the top of the shade and maybe connect it with Velcro, something to match the curtains I'm going to make for around the area up front. You see those blue curtains? They're going too. Yeah, they're going. So anyway, I'm a little discouraged because this is all taking a lot longer than I thought it would. I think I could have painted 2 full rooms in our house in the time it took me to paint this small area in here and in the bedroom. So, but anyway, now it's done and I should be thankful, right? Yeah, except I'm having so much trouble with these. Yeah, I can't stand it when somebody wrenches out a screw. Now, I have wrenched out screws myself. Everybody has. But when you do it, you know you've done it. Get the screw out, whatever way you got to get it out. Drill it out, you know, whatever. Don't just leave it for somebody else to do. So anyway, I'm still working on that one in the middle there. I've got one screw. I can't find the head of it, so that, because I'm doing it from the back side, so I can't see. I have to feel with my finger where the screw is, get that Phillips head in there and on the drill, and try my best to get it drilled out. And so far I've not been lucky enough to do that, and I'm thinking the reason is that one has been drilled out too, just like that one. You see, it almost looks like it would work, but I tried every drill bit I had and it would not work. It's just wrenched out. Too bad. Even the square wouldn't work in there. So anyway, y'all, I'm pretty happy with the paint. It definitely goes with the carpet. All right, y'all, we'll see y'all later. Maybe I'll continue this when I get up the shades in the bedroom. All right, we'll be back. Hey, so we had to come back inside and figure out something for lunch. Now, last night I had soaked some black beans, and this is 1/2 of a 1-pound bag, and it is great value. So normally when I'm making black bean soup, I just use them out of the can because black beans are so tough. To me, they're the toughest of all the dried beans. But anyway, I had not tried them in the Instant Pot, so that's what we're going to do today. So this is really just 8 ounces of black beans. I'll dump those in, and I did boil them 10 minutes, pour the water off, rinse the beans, boil them again, rinse the beans, and so I did that 3 times. Then I soaked them. I actually soaked them last night and did the boiling today. But anyway, we're going to see how this goes. So to the pot, I'm going to add 1 large green bell pepper and 1 just medium onion rough chopped. Just dump them right in. And I'm also going to add 1 can of the petite diced tomatoes. Just dump that in. And I don't have any fresh cilantro, so I'm going to have to use the dried. And I'm going to actually probably put in 2 tablespoons. Maybe a tablespoon and a half, yeah. And let me turn this down so y'all can see. I'm just dumping it in the pot right now. I'm also going to use the bacon bits, and I'm going to actually use 4 tablespoons. There. And I'm just going to add about maybe a half a teaspoon of salt. Don't want to put too much salt because the bacon's going to be salty. And I'm going to add another tablespoon, or 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. Yeah, we like ours with a lot of garlic. And I'm going to add some Texas Pete hot sauce. And I'm thinking 4 tablespoons. No, not 4, 2. Don't want it so hot we can't eat it. So just 2 tablespoons is probably going to work. I'm just only making half a pack of those beans. So, and now, let me show you what it looks like. Can y'all see? Now I'm going to fill the water up a little up above the beans, and I'm just going to use some filtered water. So it comes up above the beans. That'll be enough. So that's really several cups of water. So now we're going to put the lid on. Sorry, I don't have my light on. No, the light under here is not on. So now, I always have trouble with this lid. There. There's a hair on there. Alright, so now we're going to lock it. And all I'm going to do, let me move y'all closer so you can see. I'm going to push the button that's for the beans / chili. So that's going to cook them for 30 minutes. I'm going to make sure on the top of it, my steam vent is closed. That when you pull it forward, that's venting, and then all the way back is closed. Alright, so we've got this going now, and you see the vent there? You need to have it all the way back. Venting it is towards the front, but all the way back. Okay, let me back up here now. Alright, so I've already got the rice cooked, and I don't know what else we're going to have, probably a little salad or something. So we're going to go back out to the RV. I have got another screw that the head of it's been wrenched out. I feel certain I can't get it out. So Mr. Bucky suggested that I go ahead and just use the hacksaw and cut it off, because I can get in between there with the hacksaw, and I am tired of fooling with it. I've only got one of the shades up in the bedroom, and the rest of the time I've been trying to get those little decorative oak boards off so I can recover around that slide out. Alright, y'all come on with me, okay? Alright, see you in a minute. Alright, we're back out in the RV, and this is what I'm trying to get off. And there's one screw holding it, and I actually brought my mirror out here, and it is wrenched out, so there's no choice but to use the hacksaw. But I can get in there, no problem. So I'm going to get that off. We'll be right back as soon as I get this thing out of there. Alright, I finally got that screw out. There it is. The other part of it is still in there, but it's not in my way in any way. There's this board, so I've got one more to go, and I'll have them all 3 off. Alright, we'll be back. Alright, we are ready to eat. And you can see it's getting dark outside, I know. Anyway, so what we're having today is the black bean soup, And this was just a couple of tortillas that I cut up and put a little olive oil and baked them in the oven, and they puff way up. Just a simple salad with some avocado and lime juice and a little garlic sprinkled on top, and of course our iced tea. Now, I am not going to be putting the bacon bits in my black bean soup again. I do not like the way they did in the under the pressure. See there? Had a lot of little of the fat bits were floating around on top, and I picked a lot of them out. So next time I'm not going to do that. But the black beans are very tender, and they came out super well in the pressure cooker. So we're ready to eat, y'all. So we will see y'all next time. Let me turn this around a minute. So I was very disappointed in my day. I didn't think I accomplished near as much as I wanted to. And we have got another on the other side of the RV slide out. That other little decorative oak thing I had my mirror, plus I could see back there going to the side, another screw wrenched out. So it's going to take putting the hacksaw in there and cutting that one out too. It might be two of them that are like that. So anyway, I'm hoping to get that taken care of tomorrow and get all of the shades back up. So anyway, we will see y'all next time. Bye for now.